It is 8 p.m. You walk through the door exhausted, and your child is sitting on the sofa, glued to a glowing screen. You ask if they finished their homework, and without looking up, they say they will do it later. You snap. The tension in the room spikes instantly as you raise your voice, demand they turn off the device, and order them to go study. We do this thinking we are enforcing discipline, but under the surface, these default high-stress reactions directly attack a child's confidence and chip away at their mental health. We can fix this by applying the Parenting Response Reset. This is a structured system of 5 specific habit swaps designed to replace your toxic default reactions with upgraded scripts. We often treat parenting as pure instinct. Instead, approach it as a communication system. You can troubleshoot the bugs and upgrade your responses starting today. Step 1 addresses how we motivate. The standard default is to point to someone else. Look at how hard Sharma's son studies, or look at the grades your sister gets. The intention is to spark competition, but it creates deep insecurity. When a child's benchmark for success is someone else, their brain receives the message that they are not smart enough to earn your love. Here is the upgraded script. Compare your child's current performance strictly against their own past performance. Tell them, in the last exam you got 60, and this time you got 70. That is great progress. This minor swap forces the child to focus on their own process. They stop evaluating themselves against unwinnable social competitions and start looking at their own daily habits. When you link success entirely to self-improvement, you build sustainable internal drive. They learn to push themselves forward, rather than relying on the fragile need to beat others. Step 2 targets the urge to rescue. Your child forgets their lunchbox on the table, or remembers a major project the night before it's due. The immediate reflex is to drive the food to the school or stay up all night drawing their charts. This artificially removes obstacles. When you solve the problem before the child feels its weight, they never understand cause and effect. The necessary action here is to step back. Let the natural consequence actually occur. Let them experience temporary hunger for an afternoon, or let them take a lower grade on the poorly planned project. The alternative is a lack of resilience. If a child never faces a minor penalty at age 8, they reach adulthood unprepared for real friction. When a boss gets angry or a deadline is missed, allowing small, safe failures now provides the experience needed to handle workplace pressure or personal setbacks later in life. Step 3 corrects how we handle distress. When a child scrapes their knee or breaks a plastic toy, the cultural default is to tell them, "You are fine," or "Stop crying over a piece of plastic." We think we are calming them down, but from their perspective, that toy was a massive part of their daily life. Their attachment is real, and the loss feels total. Stop rushing to quiet them. Acknowledge the emotional reality of what they are experiencing. Sit with them and validate that it hurts to lose something they care about. Consistently telling a child that their emotions are wrong encourages them to hide their pain. If they don't learn how to share small upsets now, they often lack the habit of reaching out for support during much harder adult challenges. Acknowledging a child's pain today equips them with the emotional vocabulary to process grief as adults, preventing them from struggling in silence. Step 4 removes the digital pacifier. To ensure peace at the dinner table, we prop up an iPad or a smartphone so the child will sit still and swallow their food. We are manipulating their neurochemistry. Fast-moving content floods a young brain with dopamine. As dopamine overflows baseline capacity, this line graph shows attention span plummeting to 0. Normal reality now registers as painfully boring. This intense visual input also blocks sensory feedback from their stomach. They eat mindlessly, failing to recognize when they are full, which creates a direct pathway to future obesity risks. The new rule must be strict: absolute screen-free mealtimes. You will have to endure 2 to 3 days of severe tantrums and thrown food to break the existing cycle. Hold the line. Enduring a few days of chaotic dinners is the price you pay to preserve your child's cognitive focus for the rest of their educational life. Step 5 requires a shift in how we celebrate. Most parents only throw a party when the child brings home an A grade or a gold medal. This flowchart maps tying worth to results. Perfect marks lead to approval. but failure drops into a void. Upgrade your script by praising visible effort. This rewires the chart. Even upon failure, the path safely connects back to approval. Teens who understand effort-based praise do not tie their existence to a test score. When they face high-pressure academic exams and get a low mark, they have the internal stability to keep trying. When you praise the effort rather than the end result, you construct a psychological safety net. Failure becomes a piece of data they can learn from, rather than a loss of their human value. The Parenting Response Reset Toolkit is now fully assembled. You have 5 actionable scripts ready to deploy the next time tension rises in your house. Mental health and problem-solving skills are the primary assets that determine how a child handles adulthood. These internal tools provide a stability that no amount of financial inheritance can match. Let go of the guilt. The perfect parent does not exist, and we all make mistakes. Success is simply found in making small, incremental improvements to how we react each day. Look at the 5 swaps we just covered. Go down to the comments right now and declare publicly which one of these you are going to implement tonight. If this system helped you, use the YouTube Hype feature to push it to other parents who need to hear it. The communication habits we normalize in our homes today are what will define our children's ability to navigate their future.